Woman found stabbed in drainage ditch. She was 23 years old, had a young family. She was a suburban mother with a warm smile, often seen playing with her kids in the park, but her lifeless body was discovered in a cold, dark drainage ditch in Azusa, California, where she would never get to attend her daughter's upcoming graduation from elementary school. The forensic team found a single stab wound, but her phone and purse were still intact, a strange contrast to the brutal crime. Her daily life was marked by innocence, filled with laughter and children's birthday parties. But her final moment was one of terror, as her eyes widened in fear. The discovery of her body sparked an immediate investigation, with police scouring the area for evidence and interviewing witnesses, and Detective Jameson's hands shook when he saw the bank statement with the victim's name on it at 4 o'clock in the morning. The crime scene was bizarre, with no signs of struggle or forced entry, just a single set of footprints leading away from the ditch. The police collected blood samples, fingerprints, and other physical evidence, but the case quickly went cold. The initial autopsy revealed a single stab wound to the chest, but the weapon was never found. The physical evidence was baffling, with no DNA matches in the database. A prime suspect emerged in the early days of the investigation, a 30-year-old man with a history of violence, who tapped his foot nervously during the interrogation. He was interrogated for hours, but his alibi checked out, and he was ultimately cleared of suspicion. The police were left with no leads, no motive, and no suspects. The case remained a mystery for decades, with the police periodically reviewing the evidence, but nothing seemed to match. The investigation was thorough, with detectives re-interviewing witnesses and re-examining the physical evidence, but every lead ended in a dead end, and the family was left to pick up the pieces. The victim's mother spent decades waiting for justice, her hair graying, her eyes sunken, her spirit weary. She attended every court hearing, every press conference, every anniversary of her daughter's death, always hoping for a breakthrough. The detective assigned to the case also waited, his eyes scanning the evidence, his mind racing with possibilities, and he often found himself staring at the case files, his eyes welling up with tears. He retired, but the case never left his mind, haunting him like a ghost. The family's emotional toll was immense, with the victim's children growing up without a mother and the grandmother left to raise them. Just before midnight, years turned into decades, but the case was never forgotten. The police department periodically reviewed the evidence, and 2 days later, they decided to re-examine the DNA evidence using updated methods. The breakthrough came when a DNA match was found, linking the evidence to a 63-year-old man. The cold case was finally solved, and the suspect was charged with murder. The news was met with a mix of emotions, relief, and sadness, as the family finally had closure. The very next morning, the unbelievable moment the cold case was cracked open by new technology was a testament to the power of perseverance and determination. The case was solved, but the impact of the crime would never be forgotten. The victim's family finally had justice, and the detective who worked on the case could finally find peace. He was her father,